live down here too. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Instagram. What's up, Instagram? Welcome to the live. Y'all late, but uh-oh, hold up. Let me do this real fast. Let me let the people know what's going on. Ain't no money in poetry. Somebody lied to you. Okay. Okay, boom, boom. We're about to start the live. Y'all, I'm about to jump right into it because this is going to be a very short live. Very short live. I just want to share some information. No, we ain't 555. Oh, yeah, you already know what time it is. I like to be early, man. You know what I'm saying? To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. And to be late is as if you never arrived. What's going on, family? I'm live on YouTube right now, but I still got, you know what I'm saying, a huge amount of folks on my Instagram. You can join me over on YouTube if you want. If not, you can just hang out right down here. I'm gonna be looking up here just so you know I'm not cross-eyed. I'm just looking up here while y'all down here. All right, we on the same page with that. We got people coming into the YouTube live. What's going on, family? What's up? What's up? We about to dive in real quick. Pure banana. Kim, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? Hey, we about to just jump right into it. We've been live for about a minute and a half now. Don't want to be too long, maybe 15 minutes. This live stream that I'm doing, this is a series called Ain't No Money in Poetry. Ain't no money in poetry. That's what folks be saying. People have been saying that for the 14 years that I've been doing it. I remember when I thought about doing it full time and people was like, kind of projecting their fears and their ignorance onto me on what they thought the poetry industry was about, what they thought the spoken word industry was about. Uncultured was going on. Who the leader? We the leader. What up, Fitz? What up, family? Good to see you, folk. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Ain't no money in poetry. What's going on? Celia! We got Celia on the YouTube live. What up, Celia on the YouTube? You holding it down, as you can see. You representing. Yeah, man. Ain't no money in poetry. So there's three types of people who say this. Broke poets, whack poets, and sometimes poets. Broke poets, whack poets, and sometimes poets. If you caught me last Friday, we talked about broke poets. That live is still available on my platforms. You can go back and watch that good little 15-minute talk. Today, we're talking about whack poets. Whack poets. Yes, whack poets are the ones that are saying ain't no money in poetry. And I am here to debunk that theory right now. Nature Wolf, what's going on, family? Good to see you. Yeah, man. So let's dive in real fast, y'all. Oh man, I got some great insight today. I talked to two world-class poets, spoken word artists, artists who have been making money full-time from their art for years, decades. We can say now, OGs in the game, deaf poetry jammers. It was really awesome having these conversations with them. So some of my talk today will be influenced by some of the things they talked about. So like I said, we're talking about whack poets. Whack poets are holding back the industry, and I want to put them on blast right now. Now, when I'm talking about whack poets, there's two types of whack poets. The first type of whack poet, they're just not good at the craft at all, and they're overselling their abilities. Those are the first type of whack poets. The second type of whack poets may be good from a talent standpoint, but they're not that good from a person standpoint, from a human being standpoint. You have whack poets who are in the industry and they're adding to this myth, fueling fire to the flame that there ain't no money in poetry because of their behavior. And what I mean by that specifically is that there are a lot of poets, spoken word artists, facilitators, what have you, who will only do feature for a feature. Feature for a feature. What do I mean by feature for a feature? Meaning they have a show and they know that you have a show. It might be in a different city, might be in the same city, but they will only ask you to come feature at their show because they think they can ask for they think that they can feature at your show, right? They only bring you to their show because they want you to bring them to their why can't I say that right? I'm mixing my nouns up. They want you to feature at their show so that they can feature at your show. There we go. I don't know why I can't say that properly. But yeah, they want you, they only do feature for a feature, feature for a feature. I don't necessarily agree with that type of business model. I do like, you know what I'm saying, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, we work together, you know what I'm saying, we both get something out of the situation. I do understand that, but only doing it for that reason I don't rock with. Only calling people because, you know what I'm saying, y'all have just keeping tabs. I don't like the whole keeping tabs thing. I think that's whack, and I don't think that's what what we should be doing as far as, uplifting each other as far as our industry is concerned, y'all. The second type are people who withhold features. So this is another type of whack poets who have a whack mindset more so. You know what I'm saying? And these are people who have a show and they won't bring certain artists, certain poets, certain spoken word artists who are doper than them or equally as dope because they feel like it's going to take shine away from what they doing and what they got going on. These are the same types of people who say there ain't no money in poetry. These are the same people who don't understand that it's an ecosystem, that we all have to be working together in order for this industry and our community to really grow and thrive and become what it's supposed to become. You feel me? So that's the most important thing I want to get to. I just want to kind of set that backdrop right there. We are about 5-6 minutes into it, so I'm gonna be real fast, y'all. Like I said, it's gonna be about 15 minutes. The next note I have here is this is another reason why there ain't no money in poetry and why this whack poetry thing kind of has its words. First type, not good at their craft. Second type, not good for the people. Right? You feel me? You already know what time it is. You feel me? Y'all following. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. I appreciate it. Now, when we talk about these whack poets, ain't no money in poetry. It's very important that we talk about the lack of respect we get from the culture, period, in general. Simma, what's going on, family? It's so important that we put respect on our own name so that other people can put respect on it. What do I mean by this? Spoken word poetry is one of the only industries that I know where we applaud the hell out of mediocrity. And I want to be clear when I say this. When I say that we applaud mediocrity, let me be clear about this. Open mic, for example, it's built for everything. No matter where you are in your performance level, no matter where you are in your delivery level, no matter where you are in your message, or even what your message is about, who gives a damn? Yes, clap. We all here to show love. We all here to show respect. Boom, boom, boom. But if it's a showcase, if you're being paid to be there, if there's an agenda involved, like if there's a whole professional packaging involved with this, you need to be putting your best foot forward. Not only do you need to be putting your best foot forward, but we as the audience, we as the gatekeepers and the stakeholders in this industry, we have to call shit out when it's not that good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like poetry, spoken word, we tend to want to clap for everything because they're vulnerable and they expose themselves to us. Okay, cool. Like I said, in a open mic setting, yes, be vulnerable. We love that. All that stuff. But when it gets to the point where your vulnerability overtakes your ability to even deliver the message to us, now we're abandoning the reason we're here in the first place. You feel me? It's so important that we take ourselves serious as professionals and hold other professionals accountable when we're performing on these stages. If the poem was not that good, it's okay to say that. If the writing could have been better, it's okay to say that. One of the reasons I had to leave or I went to another state where there were a lot of juggernaut spoken word artists is because I wanted that smoke. I wanted that energy. I needed that criticism in order to elevate and progress to the next level. And that's me on an individual micro level. But on a macro level, we have to do that for each other, y'all. We have to hold each other accountable and push our pens and push our abilities to the next level. We have to put respect on our own shit in order for somebody else to do that. So that's one facet of it. We applaud mediocrity when it should be in a professional setting. Like I said, an open mic is cool, but if you getting paid and that shit wasn't that good, we need to call that shit out, period. Secondly, slam culture. Slam culture. I have to talk about poetry slam culture real fast. Protect the integrity of the craft. Exactly, right. I have to talk about this real fast because now we can go back and forth. There's a lot of debate about this. And I've heard, things from perspectives from both sides. But slam culture, we have to talk about fake referees. We have to talk about fake referees, y'all. And I let me hear me out now. Hear me out. What I mean by that is poetry slam is the only sport where the referees, the umpires of the sport, of the event, are well versed in the event itself. Is that making sense? Basically, poetry slams pride themselves in finding 5 random judges and having them score these 10 to 12 to 15 professional, mostly professional spoken word artists. And to me, that's a little bit backwards. And I feel like that kind of drags us down overall, because a lot of people don't even have the reason why I have a problem with that is because most people don't even have a strong, healthy scope or reference of what spoken word and poetry even is. So with that said, a lot of people only come from a poetry standpoint as opposed to a spoken word standpoint. What do I mean by that? People are coming from a poetry standpoint instead of a spoken word standpoint. We have to understand that there are fundamental and distinctive differences between spoken word and poetry. They are 2 separate disciplines that live in the same house. One is the mother, one is the daughter. They get along very well. However, they can be misconstrued. You feel me? What do I mean by that? A lot of times we'll have what we think a good poet is or what a good poem is, as opposed to a good spoken word piece and a spoken word artist. There are fundamental differences, and at the very end of this live, I'm going to share some of those differences that are going to help you propel your pieces to the next level. 4 quick things. I'm not going to go super deep into it, but I'm definitely going to give you a roadmap, or at least a stencil, some guardrails while you play bowling on this game called spoken word poetry, right? But yeah, it's very important that we understand that we have to have more qualified individuals appraising us so that we know what the standard is. What do I mean by that? What I feel slam culture has done, there are certain people who take that shit to heart. Those scores, they take the scores to heart. They take the experience to heart. They feel like because somebody won and they didn't win, that there's something wrong with their spoken word or something wrong with their message or something wrong with their poetry. And it's really, really damaging to the progress and the journey that other performers go on this mission. You feel me? And what am I trying to say deeperly? Like, I feel like, because what am I trying to say deeperly? I said deeperly. Deeperly. I feel as though that having fake judges, fake referees, this non poetic constituents of groups, you know what I'm saying, of people judging professionals, and then the people in the audience watching these professionals get these certain scores, is causing, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like it's causing a toxic behavior that's causing us to also not value ourselves the way we need to be valuing ourselves, and not considering the most important parts of our message when we're delivering on stage. You feel me? I hope that's making sense to you all. Basically, a lot of times people start to write for slam. They start to write their poems and their messages strictly for a slam. Like I've reviewed thousands of poems at this point, y'all, and I can tell when I'm with a slam poet, because they'll literally make references that only somebody in slam would get. And this is why I do think that having random judges helps. And this is something that one of the OGs imparted to me. Hold up, we got some. Share this out if y'all can, because it's informative and information helps us all grow. You feel me? Thank you. Appreciate that, Sim. Yeah, so on the other side of that, one of the artists I talked to today, one of the world-class artists, they said something that was very powerful. And that was, it's good to have 5 random judges, because she feels as though some performers forget that we're not performing for other performers. We're performing for the people. Right? And if we're performing for the people, okay, it makes sense to have people represent the judges, you know what I'm saying, in that type of situation. And in that type of situation, I can understand. I can get behind that. It's just when we start to, as performers, start to write only for slam, only within that 3 minutes and 10-second confinement. You feel me? When really the message was 4 minutes long. The message was 5 minutes long. I needed to engage with people during this piece. This piece requires a prop or a singer or something else that enhances it, that poetry slam tends to over control or over supervise when it comes to our messages. So I just want to add that point. My next point is poets share their work. Poets share their work too fast. Okay, this is why there's a lot of whack poetry. A lot of times I don't even think it's just whack poetry or whack pieces. It's just that it wasn't ready. it wasn't ready to come out the oven. And poets, we do this shit so often, y'all. We write a piece and it's fire and our spirits is on fire about it. And we want everybody to hear it fresh out the oven. And that's not always the best. Now the little open mic, some chill shit, okay, cool, we just chilling. But I see it on like final stages. I see it at features, paid features. I see it at people who are getting booked for like mayor events and conventions and stuff like that. They pulling out brand new poems, y'all. And I'm like, no, bro, no. Let your shit marinate, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Comedians do it, singers do it, dancers, painters. All these people put in a lot of prep work before they actually present the final thing to the audience, to the masses. Whether it's a big group or a small group, they put in a lot of prep work. And I feel like a lot of poets, spoken word artists, we'd be so excited about our work that we don't really put enough prep work into delivering our stuff, and it kind of causes people to look at us in a certain kind of mediocre type of light. You feel me? I think that's everything. My last point here was we must go beyond open mics and expand the open mic scene as well, and that's very important. In order for us to be respected as artists, and for the people to really understand the caliber of artists that we have in our industry, we do have to go beyond the open mics. We have to do two things with the open mics: go beyond the open mics, going into these conventions and all these other places where our art can be showcased, but also expanding the open mic scene. There are a lot of awesome scenes that are coming up, y'all. A lot of open mic scenes that are coming up. Cafes that are known for their open mic scenes. You know, we have to start uplifting these places more, supporting these places more, promoting these places a lot more, y'all, so that we can get the caliber that we have to offer, the diversity of artists that we have to offer to another level. You feel me? And that could be another version of a whack poet, somebody who kind of mimics somebody else's style and doesn't really adopt their own uniqueness. But anyway, that's my take on it. I want to close out with some important gems. You might want to grab a pen or a pencil so I can give you these gems on how to enhance your performance. If you follow me on any of my content, you've probably seen some of these little tidbits around. I'm just going to give it to you all in one right here. I might take one question, maybe two questions, but maybe no questions. I don't know, because we're already over the 15 minutes. We have 16 minutes right now, so I want to wrap this up. There are four key elements that separate spoken word and poetry. Those four key elements are waking the spirit, all right, saying it with your chest, engaging the audience, and body language. Yeah, you late. I'm sorry if y'all late. Don't even trip. I'm gonna save the lives. The lives will be available. They will be on my Instagram for a little while, but they're going to be on my YouTube forever. So y'all can subscribe to my YouTube and tap in with that. But yeah, waking the spirit, saying it with your chest, engaging the audience, and body language. These four elements are what make an awesome performance every single time. And you must be shooting in the gym. You must be rehearsing. Not just for, you know what I'm saying, in your bathroom, in your closet, in your room. No, you need to be performing in front of real, living, breathing human beings who can react and respond to what you're saying to them, right? So the first one, waking the spirit. Waking the spirit is very, very important, and there are a few key elements to waking the spirit. The first one is understanding the poem spirit versus your spirit. There's your spirit, and then there's the poem spirit. The reason why there are so many whack poets saying there ain't no money in poetry is because every time they perform, they let how they feel get in the way of how the speaker of the poem feels. All right. And it's very important that you get out of your own way. If you do not get out of your own way, you cannot do anything else that I'm about to say out my mouth. Okay. So get out of your own way. Second is settling your pieces. And third is using the spirit of your ancestors to combat the spirit of fear and anxiety. All right, these are the very most important elements of waking the spirit. Second is saying it with your chest. This is projecting your voice. A lot of people think talking loud is projecting your voice, and that's not the case. It's really just breath control, how much breath you have behind all of your pieces, behind all of your words and all of your sentences, and knowing when to breathe. Secondly is warming your voice, knowing how to properly prepare your voice before you perform. And then thirdly is finding the sweet spot or standard level of that room so you know how loud you're supposed to be. Thirdly, what do we say? Body language. Body language is very important. because it's the only one that's separate. And this is why I kind of, when people want to come to me for like advice for, you know, speaking on stage and stuff like that, I ask them where have they performed, and that cannot include Clubhouse or radio apps, because body language is lost when you're performing on the phone. You feel me? But if people can see you, like, you know, on the Instagram live, okay, cool. Then you kind of, you don't have all the elements, because you don't have the engaging the audience element, but you do have the body language and the saying it with your chest and the wake the spirit. You can wake the spirit, say it with your chest on Clubhouse. You can wake the spirit, say it with your chest, and have body language on these virtual apps. But you cannot have all four, which is engaging the audience. This is the most important element of a live performance, because it is the audience that makes up that performance. When we're all in this room together, we're all having this experience at the same time. And that's why spoken word is so powerful, because when there's no music and it's just us, we are the music, we are the rhythm, we are the vibration. So it's important to keep that in mind when you're on stage, y'all. Engaging the audience. And that breaks down into three things. That's building conversation off stage. How are you carrying energy with you to the stage before you perform? Then there's building conversation on stage. When you're actually on stage, what are the things you say out of your mouth? And that's shaped around when you're reading the room. How do you read the room and examine who's in there to help you determine which piece you should do or how you should do that piece? And then lastly is call and responses. Adding call and responses into your pieces, y'all. These are very, very important elements for engaging the audience. I break all this stuff down in my all of the resources. I have so many resources now available to anybody on any level, no matter what you got, whether you got the bag or you ain't got nothing, whether you got a lot of time or you got a little bit of time. I have a range of resources, all the way from 3-month courses, 5-week courses, one-off, one-day courses, books, shows. I'm connected to everything out here. All kinds of resources as far as a secret audience member, finding out about events all over the city, finding out about all the other amazing performers who are kind of blueprints and have paved the way for us before we even got here. I'm your man for all those things, y'all. If these things sound interesting to you, slide in my DMs, hit me up. I hope the things we talked about today was valuable to you all. And I'm looking forward to some more amazing, diverse spoken word artists joining our industry, y'all. Yeah, dropping gems, fam. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. This is what we here for. This is what we here for, y'all. I'm wrapping it up. Like I said, I'm going to save the live. Thank y'all for pulling up on your boy. We back next week talking about sometimes poets. So we did broke poets, whack poets, then we're going with sometimes poets, all right? And then the week after that, we're doing a finale, kind of like close out, fun type of thing. You feel me? B-Rock, you are the shit. I have practiced open mic night mentor. If you want the cheat sheet to mastering poetry, spoken word, his program is it. At least that's Lise is a living testimony, and you actually gonna see her in action at my next show on what is that, April 13th. April 13th, downtown Atlanta. You'll get to meet World Elise real soon, and she's spitting crazy facts. Awesome, awesome sister right there. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. I'm logging off. I'm going home. See you. Okay, let's close out here.